Good morning and welcome to the Daily Cyber Briefing for Thursday, the 18th of July. I'm Stephen Ritchard. Atlassian has patched a high-severity vulnerability in Bamboo, Confluence, and Jira. So Bamboo is data center. Bamboo data center and server updates resolve two high-severity bugs. Tracked as, let me get this right. The first one is CV 2024 22262, and the second issue is 2024 21687. They affect various subversions of version 9 of the Bamboo data center and server. If you're using that, look to push out the patches. Bugs have also been resolved in the Confluence data center server versions. Versions 8.9, 8.5, and 7.19 have all got of data center, Confluence data center are available, and then updates to Confluence server versions 8.5 and 7.19 are also available. So if you are using Atlassian components, it is important that you take a look at these and look to update them if you are using these particular components. Cisco has warned of a critical flaw affecting on-prem smart software manager. So the vulnerability is being tracked as CVE 2024 20419 and has a CVSS score of 10.0. So the vulnerability is due to an improper implementation of the password change process that allows an attacker to change the passwords of any user by sending as they call here, a crafted HTTP request to device. So the exploit could give the attacker access to either the web UI or the API with the privilege of the compromised user, and yes, you can reset administrative passwords using this. So it affects Cisco SSM on-prem versions 8-202.206 and earlier. It's been fixed in version 8-202.212. Version 9 is not susceptible to this particular flaw. And whilst we're on the subject of vulnerabilities, a handful of others kicking around at the moment that are worth paying attention to. CVE 2024 34102, CVSS score of 9.8, is a vulnerability in Adobe Commerce and Magneto open source improper restriction of XML, external entity reference vulnerability. Oh Lord, that's quite a mouthful. SolarWinds ServView Path traversal vulnerability, CV 2024-28995, CVSS score of 8.6 is also worth mentioning. And VMware vCenter server has an incorrect default file permission vulnerability, CVE 2022-22948, CVSS score of 6.5. So Somewhat less severe, but definitely worth looking out for patches for those. So, yeah, it's one of those months where, fortunately, a lot of patches are coming out dealing with a lot of vulnerabilities, so that is a good thing. And then finally, from me today, I came across an interesting article. I say that such a lot, don't I? In the Register. Securing data centers may soon need sniffer dogs. What are you talking about? One would ask. Well, okay. I'm not entirely sure that data centers are going to be the target of this stuff, but I think it is an interesting variation on a theme at the moment. Physical access to buildings often relies on RFID cards. So, if you've worked in corporate environments, you need to swipe your pass to get in through the barriers at reception. You may need to swipe your pass to get into your office on a particular floor in the building, whatever it might be. Often those things are not associated with any second factor authentication. So literally, the sorts of things, those the tube style sort of glass swinging door things that you go through at reception in big offices around the world. You just walk up and swipe your card, they open, you go in. Well, in what may well prove to be novel and useless attack against those, people have started cloning RFID chips onto injectable chips and then injecting them into their hands. So that clearly is in the category of why on earth would you do this? But apparently people are doing it. So I think the trend started with a bunch of nerds wanting to be able to wave their hand at their Tesla and get it to open up and start. So, oh my goodness, of all the useless things you could be doing. So fortunately, these implantable chips leave a chemical trace, which is it's triphenyl phosphine oxide. Sniffer dogs can be trained to detect that. So, if you are particularly worried about people injecting cloned ID cards into their hands, you will need a sniffer dog specially trained to identify these things. Apparently, this is partly one of the things that astonished me. According to the article, only between 50,000 and 100,000 people worldwide have electronics implanted in their bodies. What? Unbelievable. Anyway, so there we are. That one is interesting. If you find sniffer dogs at your data center, perhaps that's what they're aiming to look for. Well, that's all from me for today. Hope you have a good Thursday, and I'll speak to you all again